gonna be young and free. This is for the young folks only. Come join Fred and V.
Welcome, guys. Hello. Welcome back to Young Folks Business. My name is Fred.
And I am your co-host, your amazing superstar, the sexy girl that you can't see, Miss Niecy.
And today, it's been a while, guys. We haven't been in front of this camera in a while and haven't spoke on some hot topics in so long. So, I figured today the topic of the discussion will be something that me and you both can relate to. Transitioning from that childhood life to this adulting life, to this paying bills, taking care of ourselves, filling up them refrigerators and them cabinets, all that. So I'm gonna start with a question for you, Miss Williams. What would you say is the hardest thing about this transition for you? Being that you just moved and you're like, but you've been living on your own. But go ahead.
I've been grown, y'all. I've been grown. But I would say the hardest transitioning, the adulting part of transitioning now is specifically or typically for most kids when you transition into moving into your own place or not being under your parents anymore or your guardians or whoever is for me right now I would have to say transportation, especially considering that we moved from where we're familiar at and we're in new environments because we come from like Cleveland, Ohio, which it's big, but not as big as compared to Texas or Arizona. Like these are really bigger cities, and for us, like since it's so much smaller, like we would have like public transportation or the train or other little stuff, and I feel like it was a little easier to get around. Here in Arizona, transportation is public transportation is absolute garbage. It's trash. It's not the best. And I'm not saying Ohio's was the best, but the bus came when it was supposed to, and if it didn't, it was a few minutes late. But I would say right now transportation is hard just for the fact that everything is so far and being able to go to work and being able to make enough money and have to get up on time to do this or do that. Getting up extra early just so you can make it there on time compared to as when we both lived in Cleveland. We both had our own car, which I would say made life 10 times easier being able to get to and from to where we needed to in a timely manner. Say if like I wanted to work two jobs, they would really have to be close to each other just for the fact that I don't have transportation. If I work this job in the morning, then I'm gonna go work another job at night. Like it'd be harder for me to do that if they're further away without transportation compared to having transportation and being able to do that. So that's difficult, especially living somewhere that's as big as Arizona. Um right now I feel like the adulting, I feel like yeah, bills are hard or bills or it's yeah, they take your damn paycheck. I don't even know why I'm playing with y'all. Bills gonna take your motherfucking paycheck. You're gonna have to learn how to prioritize. You're gonna have to learn how to finance. You're gonna have to learn how to put wants behind needs and be able to navigate your money right. Like I never understood watching movies or listening to adults be like, oh, all these bills, this is there. I feel like it was harder for them for the fact that they had more than one mouth to feed. Like with me and Frederick, it's just us and our fur babies, realistically. So ain't that many mouths to feed. So I feel like when you prioritize right and don't let yourself get too far behind, it's not that hard to keep up with bills. And I don't know what parents we talk about, but at the end of the day, I'm not giving up this adulthood freedom for nothing. Compared to being a child, adulting is great besides the bills and the other BS. But other than that, I do what I want to, live how I want to, have company when I want to, say what I want to. You know, so I feel like it's a lot of stuff that comes with being an adult. And I guess bills are just it's just one of the attributes that come with it, one of the adulting qualities. But as long as you get your feet on the ground and you do what you're supposed to and you handling business, you should be good. Life always throwing curveballs though. I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm gonna tell you that now.
100%. Just to add to that, I feel like adulting is what you make it at the end of the day. If you make it a struggle, you're gonna struggle. And I feel like we also we put a lot of pressure on ourselves that is like that's unnecessary in certain aspects. Like as far as how I live, I I have a standard that I want. First, I'm not into like getting furniture just to rebuy new furniture. Like, cause then it's like the process of like, oh, you gotta get rid of the old stuff, bring in the new stuff. Who doing all that work? Not I. So it's like that part. I feel like it's all about you pace yourself, take it day by day. Like right now, my house is not fully furnished yet, but it's like I know I have deadlines by times that I want to have my stuff done. I know how much work I got to put in to do that. And as far as like she said, as far as the transportation, facts, 100%. Like I leave 2 hours earlier. I don't got to be working at 4. I'm walking out the door after this at 2 o'clock, so I can get there on time. Like, and that's just also due to like when you get older. I don't know why it felt way easier getting a job as a kid. Like I don't know why I would be able to walk into any store and feel like okay, like I was able to get. I don't know why I was able to get into Walmart. I'm trying to think some hard jobs that I haven't gotten to now. Just more so like Walmart, they won't even accept me now. Like I'm like, what was the difference when I was a kid versus now? But okay, because people already got these jobs, people already in there working, doing their thing. So it's like once you come to a new environment and you stepping out and you gotta be an adult, it's like it's either you do what you gotta work to pay the bills. Like it's hands that you gotta work to pay the bills, and it's hard. Like I hate taking the train. I hate walking. I hate none of that. But it all I want to say it teaches you. I feel like it builds your character in so many ways too, because it's like them humble beginnings. You'll never forget them, and you'll always remember. Okay, this is where I started, and then when you get that car, you'll remember. I was down, and now I'm up, or this is where I started, and I'll never go back there again. Like me personally. I said I would never go back to McDonald's to work, and baby, I just eat there now. I just eat there. I don't work there.
You're
And
annoying.
that's just because of That's just because that's why I started. I worked there when I was 16. I'm 19 now. I don't ever want to say I went back to McDonald's. It's off the strength because I feel like I started over. And I feel like she said, like adulting is fun. I do love, like I said, I came home the other day at 2 a.m. y'all. 2 a.m. My mama would have killed me. Like so yes, I agree with that part. It's fun. You just gotta be responsible. Like you gotta manage your money well, cause that's hard for me to do because I'm a spender. Heavy on the spending. Love to spend. Love to spend money, and it's like just be smart and don't put yourself in a bind because it's easy to go broke. It's easy to fall behind. It's easy to miss a bill. It's easy to forget about a bill because when it get too much, nigga, I forget. Apple take that money at the wrong time. You be like, oh, I got the money for this. $14.99 just came out your account. Apple, oh, you owe Apple some money. Or that gym membership you forget about, or that cable bill you forgot about. All that shit add up and just be smart with it and manage it well. My next question for Miss Williams.
Wait. Before we go to the next one, I wanted to go back onto what you were saying. So I feel like nothing too with that, especially when he was talking about furniture. I don't know about for a lot of people, but I feel like for us specifically, when you get your own space, when you're able to have a bigger space to yourself, a house or apartment or whatever living situations working for you right now, I feel like it definitely is uncomfortable when you first move in there, and maybe you don't have enough money for all the furniture that you want, so your house is not really put together. I can tell you now, like from personal experience, it's definitely mentally draining wanting your house to look like something, but you're not there yet. You know what I mean? You're not financially there yet, and it could be mentally draining and you could feel some type of way, but at the same time I kind of had to tell myself to relax. And also with bills also, because when you get so many bills it can seem overwhelming, especially starting out. Like damn, like this is my whole paycheck before I even got it, or I gotta take care of this, I gotta take care of that. I'm never gonna have time to get furniture, or I'm never had time for this. It's just I feel like a lot of times we take stuff one step at a time, one step at a time. And it's also removing yourself from inserting yourself in so much stuff. Like I'm worrying about so many things when it's like I could just sit back and enjoy the fact I'm in my own space. I'm in my own, you know what I mean, presence, my own company. I'm enjoying where I am right now. And a lot of times I feel like we get so caught up on this and this and this and this. It's like at the end of the day, money comes and goes. I'm gonna be so for real. Money comes and goes, and I feel like as much as we stress ourselves out about it, just as well as you may have this bill due, and you like, okay, this due maybe like a few days before I get my other paycheck, and I can pay that, or I can pay for something else and be a couple days late and pay it when I get my other paycheck because I wanted to get this or I want to get that. Sometimes I feel like that's okay. Like we deserve to reward ourselves with little stuff here and there. Like I know, especially for me, like I felt it was a weird feeling being in my own house with no furniture. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, like you in this just big old space with nothing. It's just
Right.
no furniture. And it's an uncomfortable feeling because you have so many expectations of how you want it to look, and all these bills are in the way and all this stuff. I feel like, especially starting out, like I I would just recommend finding little stuff here and there. Like you don't have to get everything at the same time, or you know what I mean. Like just you want everything to be decked out. I completely understand, but I would just say start small. Pick up little stuff here and there and here and there, and then slowly but surely it'll turn into something. And I always recommend like looking for deals, looking for websites that have like refurbished furniture. That's you know what I mean. They fix it up.
She love a deal.
Oh, absolutely. When I'm gonna tell you one thing right now about being an adult on the budget, them deals is gonna get me. I'm gonna tell you, there's one thing about Venice is that I'm always gonna find it for a cheaper price. I promise you. So that's just how I look at it. And also, I would say look into resources that your community has, or look into resources that you may be able to get deals because you a student or whatever your circumstances are. There are always resources out there. You just have to know where to look and how to look. Like for me, I didn't really have no furniture in my house besides my room. Like my bed, my TV stand, my other stuff, a couple dressers. Like I really didn't have no furniture for my living room, my kitchen. Like I didn't. And by doing some like the research and stuff, like this is when I lived in Ohio, there was a church that kind of donated. Well, they took furniture from like people donated the furniture. They would clean it up and they would re-give it to people that needed it or whatever. So, and they delivered it and everything. I remember I had called and I set up an appointment. And I let them know everything that I needed, and they came and dropped everything off, and they furnished my whole house when I lived in Ohio. I mean, like it may have not been like like um what's the word, like oh like to your standards or to your style, but at the end of the day, it's a table with chairs. Ain't no cracks or holes in the tables. It's dressers. It's TV stands for the living room TV. It's little it was some really cute stuff they had too that was like, oh, I want my theme, my house color theme to be this or to be that. I completely understand, but right now you just have to be grateful for what you have until you can get that kind of thing. So I feel like also just taking advantage of the resources you have and being able to say it's okay that everything's not put together how you want to. And then also with him talking about the whole like having to get up 2 hours early to go somewhere or do something, that's definitely another aspect of taking up our time without having transportation, which is definitely difficult. And I feel like when you work harder for something, in a way, it definitely makes you appreciate it more. When it comes to a car or when it comes to buying your own furniture, I feel like as kids, some of us are very grateful for what we have, and some of us are very oblivious to stuff that our parents do. So now that we're doing it, you like, dang, like this is what my mom was talking about, like it ain't easy. So I feel
Right.
like once you work enough for your own stuff, work for furniture, for a car, for whatever it is that you had to actually work for that wasn't easy, you appreciate it a little more. So especially our time being able to have to get up hours early just to be somewhere that would not be far driving, but as far as hell walking or taking transportation with all these detours, you learn to appreciate stuff better.
Right. And um, as far as I'm gonna add this one thing, and I'm gonna ask my next question. As
Okay.
far as like employment, like I want to say, like that's something else I learned. Like, granted, the job because I recently got a new job and I love it. Like, I found a job that I'm happy at, like that I can go into and have its joy, like, and that's what a lot of people that, which my mom has done it, a lot of my family has done it, cousins do it, everybody do it. We all have done it. Anybody who really gets into your job, it's not typically something that you really want to do. And you typically don't do it because, I mean, you typically do it because it pays you well. You're only doing it because of the check. And that's mostly that. Like my first job that I got when I first moved here, I was killing myself, and to just barely make $1,000 every 2 weeks. Like when I was working at the PNC Bank, I was making over $1,000, not doing anything, really sitting on my ass just doing paperwork all day. You learn fast, like them jobs, and then now I'm working a job that's not really paying me as much as I would like, but I think about what I'm gaining from it, which is like I'm happy, like I like who I'm working with. I can smile, I can talk, I can be myself, I can have personality. I can go into a place and don't feel like I'm gonna leave irritated, or I can go in and I could probably have the most fucked up day, and then I can go in and my whole mood is changed because I'm surrounded by people who are happy, and then their spirits and their energy make me feel good. And then when I leave work, I'm taking that home with me. Like I'm happy, I'm feeling good. People make me laugh. People make me feel welcomed. That's more. That feels like as I got older, as I'm getting older, and as I'm maturing, that feels more important to me than the money. Like I don't know why. Like I view it like money is definitely important, and yeah, it does pay. It pays my bills, of course. But it's more so like I enjoy the joy that I get from working. So the message in that is also like look for stuff like, of course, you make sure you whatever you do is something that is that's gonna take care of your personal life, but also make sure you enjoy it. Because who wants to really be at work and not have fun with it? Like you just literally just there for a check. You're gonna be miserable there, and you only there. Only time you're gonna be happy is when payday comes.
I feel like I agree, but I also disagree with what you're saying because for me, I feel like your day job is more so your dream funder. At the end of the day, I always believe happiness over everything, regardless. I do feel like you should be happy in what you do because just like I was saying, money comes and goes, jobs come and go. Like I always say, like, don't put yourself in a situation where like work is completely draining you, or working is just like he was saying, like you go to work and my job should not add on to my BS at home. Like I should be able to come to work and do my job, and that's what I worry about instead of worrying about messy coworkers, or you know what I mean. Like I'm in an environment that's not the safest, and I get crazy customers. You shouldn't have to worry about all that. But like I said, sometimes that's all that people have. They don't have another job at the moment, and I understand it might be frustrating, but just like I said with money, jobs come and go. Like especially with shitty managers or shitty situations. Like I'm always an advocate that before you pull the plug on one job, you got another one plugged in. That way, so when you leave one job, you can start somewhere else. But that may not always be the case. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, sometimes you will go through a period of no responses. You will go through a period of trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and it seemed like everybody's closing the door on you. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to pick yourself up and tell myself to keep going, keep trying, keep going, keep trying. Because sure enough, it may seem like you didn't got damn near a whole month go by and you ain't got no responses. But the second before you know it, you like, oh damn, this opportunity opened up or this one opened up. It's just being able to keep yourself going or keep being your own motivator. Because in life, we have a lot of situations like that, not even with work, is when everything seems like it's not going our way. But don't give up on yourself, because the second you give up, now you in a situation where like, oh damn, I was looking for a job for a month or almost 2 months and I didn't get nothing back. I'm gonna just stop looking. Who knows that 2 more days from now you would have applied for that job and you would have got a response, and now you working here.
How you gonna?
It's just
How you
huh?
stop looking, nigga? You gonna be what you paying? How you paying bills if you stop looking?
That's what I'm saying. Then you get on this where you get onto the aspect of being homeless. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times, like I don't know a lot of homeless people's backstory, but at the end of the day, that's a lifestyle I would never settle for.
Right.
Realistically, that's just me personally. That's a lifestyle I would never settle for. So even if my doors keep closing, I'm gonna keep trying because I know eventually something's gonna open up. And even if I
Exactly.
am behind, I know I can work hard enough to catch up. You talk to your manager, you talk to certain people. It's just certain ways around certain stuff. Everything's not always going to go in our favor, but when you have a positive mindset to keep moving forward, can't nothing really stop you, to be honest. And like I
Exactly.
said, your day job is more so your dream funder. It's helping you get to where you want to be. Just like you saying, I shouldn't have to go somewhere and be miserable 24/7. I could go find another job.
Right.
I could go do that somewhere else.
100%. And that's facts. And that's the lesson to that too, y'all. Like employment, like let me use an example. One of my old coworkers, we worked in the same bank, and she quit. And she's like, I just saw her post on Facebook the other day. Like, this is the happiest she's ever been. Like, quitting the bank was something the best because she was able to focus on her photography and put 100% into that. And I applauded her. Granted, don't get it fucked up. I love the bank. The bank was great to me. It was a great experience. If it's for you, it's for you. And I felt like it was for me in the aspect of I'm good with this computer shit. I can get it done. It's not like it's not hard work at all. So, and it was a lot of benefits, and it came with a lot. So I was like, I applauded her on it though, because it take a person that's like, okay, you know what? Because that's a big deal. When you leave something like a bank that's hard for, we was kids, we was teenagers, we was fresh out of high school getting bank jobs. Like, so to get rid of the opportunity to go focus on your dream, that's, you gotta applaud somebody on that because they are willing to take that risk. Like, it's not a guarantee you getting booked. Photography, it's a million people out here that take pictures. Like, for you to invest that time into yourself, I applauded that. And it's all about what made her happy. She's in a happier place. The banking not for everybody. Working in a fast food not for everybody. It's what makes you happy. Okay, you good? Okay.
One more thing with that little piece that you added on there, just like he was saying, like as far as her working at the bank and it wasn't really for her, and she stopped doing that to go chase her dreams or do something she was more passionate about. A lot of times, unfortunately, the stuff that we care about the most won't pay the bills. Unfortunately, a lot of times that's how it is. But at the end of the day, I feel like as long as you're happy, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, it's worth it.
Right.
That's genuinely how I feel like it's gonna be worth it. You may be able to find a part time job or something else on the side, but at the end of the day, my always end goal is do what makes you happy. Everything else to come after, you can figure out other stuff that way. And who knows? Maybe she saved up enough working at the bank that way she could go do her photography stuff full time, and now it's paying her. Or who
Right.
knows? Maybe it wasn't, and she just left and she went all in on herself, and it worked out for her. So, like I said, it just depends. As long as you're enjoying what you're doing, keep doing it.
It's risk. It's all that's what a lot of adulting is. Like, especially when you have careers like me and Venice have, or even that girl has. Like Venice want to be an actor, I want to make it in music. The girl, like them type of jobs, it's like a game of Jeopardy because it's not guaranteed. It's so hard. You got to go twice as hard because you got to think it's a million and one motherfuckers that want to do the same exact thing. It's a million and one people that write better than you, that rap a little better. You got different style than you, that act, that got different type of, you got different levels of experience. So taking that type of risk, it's like you just got to be willing to go hard for it, and that's why I applaud like her and like even me with the part-time job, even Venice, like when you working on what you're doing with your stuff, and then me and my music, like take the time to really write it and take the time to plan next year. Because me and Venice, we on our shit. Next year's gonna be fucking. It's a time to be alive next year. But it's
Oh,
like
and I don't mean to interrupt you, but I also want to throw in there. I feel like when you look at stuff like how we're doing, and when you think about as many people are trying to do the same thing we do, another real last question you have to ask yourself is, what am I bringing to the table that they're not? What do I got to give that they're not? What is this new that I know I could get somebody attention? Or I could do this? You got to think. You think it's small. You got to think big. Think big, okay?
right. Yeah, and be yourself. Don't ever think like just because you see it with the next nigga, how the next nigga came up won't be the same way you came up because everybody come up is different. Everybody's story is different. Everybody got a different struggle. So let's go. I ain't got to the next question here. All right, next question. How would you tell the people, like the viewers, like give us advice on living with someone? Mm,
Oh God.
mm, mm.
Oh God. Okay. So let me. This what he means by this is having roommates. This is also
Wait,
going.
I'll clarify for you.
I
Roommates.
know what you mean, and I know what I said. Like I said, We're talking about roommates, whether that's a partner, whether whoever that is. It don't matter who it is because you gonna be splitting rent with them. Okay, so I can tell you off rip, having a roommate can help you save money off rip. There's no other way to look at it. Having a roommate that pays their half as well as you pay your half is going to save you so much more money, and I feel like it's so much more easier for kids coming out of. Okay, I'm back on air, guys. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties. So, it's so much more easier transitioning from high school to moving on your own, or from not high school, from living with somebody that's paying bills for you compared to paying bills by yourself. When you have somebody else to help pay half with you, it makes stuff so much more easier compared to me paying. Let's say if I stay in the studio, I'm paying maybe 800, 900 a month by myself compared to living with somebody and I'm paying 800. I could split that 400. You get what I'm saying? So now the rest of my money, I could save that. I could spend some of that and I still got some money left over, or whatever the case may be. I got other bills I can pay for. Living with somebody else financially is so much more easier, but also realistically, it teaches you a lot about that person. It teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you a lot about how you are as a person, as far as when it comes to cleaning, or as far as when it comes to communication, or certain ways that you like stuff, or just it's definitely a adjustment or a difficult dynamic depending on who you live with and how you live as a person. The way I've always viewed it is shared spaces should stay clean. That's how I've always looked at it. Is shared spaces where living room, kitchen, bathroom, all those spaces should stay clean for the mindfulness of the other person that lives with you. But if you got your own room and I got my own room, your room could look however you want it to look, as long as, you know what I mean, your room's not causing us to have bugs or causing us to have, you know what I mean, like other unnecessary stuff that's gonna become an issue. Like, say if you're living with your two guy best friends and y'all whole house look a wreck, if that's what worked for y'all, that's what worked for y'all. You living with two females whose house is always spotless and always clean. If that's what worked for y'all, that's what worked for y'all. I feel like it's just being able to know who you live with and making sure it works for both of y'all, because living with somebody can definitely be uncomfortable. It can definitely be uncomfortable. It can definitely be hard. I feel like it's gonna help you realize who you are. I can say that a lot though. It's definitely gonna help you realize who you are compared to living by yourself. I'm always going to be an advocate for a roommate for the fact that it's cheaper. But if you know yourself and know that you're not okay with sharing your space or sharing certain things or wanting company over, because that's another thing. You have to be okay with stuff that your roommate does. You may not want company over, whatever case it may be, but they live here and they pay rent too, so they might have company over. But it's also being mindful to like a certain time, or you know what I mean, just little stuff. But I'm always gonna be an advocate for a roommate because it's cheaper. But I'm also gonna be an advocate to live by yourself if you know yourself and you're fully capable of taking care of yourself.
Right.
It definitely be a little challenger. You might have to work a little harder or work more hours. But if you're willing to do that and you're okay with that, and you know what I mean, you got a good head on your shoulders, I would say do that instead of living with a roommate. Because there's benefits to that and there's also downfalls to that, just like with living by yourself.
And we about to get into the downfalls. So, me being me, I'm the other hand that Venice was talking about, the person that I know myself and I know that I cannot have like a roommate, and I feel like only because how I live like she said, I don't like bugs and I don't like rodents. Anything that's not Bella or anything that I didn't bring into this house, a dog or a cat, those are the only two that I'll satisfy for. Maybe fish, but besides that, no. I feel like anything else that's in here don't belong in here. And if I know I'm doing my share to keep the house immaculate, keep it clean, washing my dishes, making sure there's no food laying down, wiping down the stove, cleaning out the microwave, making sure stuff is A1 steak sauce, making sure the bathroom look how it's supposed to look clean. Then I expect the person who is living with me, roommate, partner, whatever, I expect you to have that same respect, because at the end of the day, if there's anything in here, a roach, an ant, a mouse, a rat, anything, I'm uncomfortable now. And now that's gonna create some type of tension between the both of us, because if I know that I'm doing my part, you're not doing yours, we're gonna clash, because that's one of my issues. Because if I'm uncomfortable, we're all uncomfortable. So then I want to make sure like when you live with somebody, it's patience. That's like, and I feel like in the patience aspect, I feel like that's more so with a partner. I wouldn't say you need too much patience, but it could work for a roommate. Like you need patience for a roommate as well. Like and like she said, that communication has to be heavy. Like or not, I wouldn't even say communication.
Also, don't mean to cut you off. Also, when he says communication, you also have to be able to listen as
Right,
well. I can communicate all day, but if I'm not willing to listen to what Fred's saying, it's not gonna work. Fred can communicate with me all day long, but I'm not hearing nothing
right,
he's saying. And what are we getting out of that?
right,
What are we getting? What are we getting to? So communication and also being able to listen and take in the other person's feelings into consideration.
right. And I remember back in high school, no, right? Yeah, I think Venice asked me if I wanted to be roommates with her and one of her old friends. And when I tell you, I remember I had this conversation with my mother verbatim. I was like, she asked me when we're done, but I know how she lived, but I don't know how the other friend. I don't think the other friend lived how me and her lived. And when I tell you that was my main issue, like I was like, I don't want to do it because I already know me, and I know I'm going to clash because I don't like a person that don't do their share. This is all a teamwork at the end of the day. To live comfortable, we all have to be able to do our part. I don't mind somebody coming to me and saying, if you saw me slacking off right here and being like, hey, you left your dish out, or this is happening, I don't like it, or you could have cleaned your hair out the bathroom or something. Those things, you right, my bad. I did see that. I prefer you take accountability and make sure you try to do better next time versus it happening over and over and over again. And then it becomes an issue to where I got to keep repeating myself because that's just going to create tension then too. And it's like now y'all got to have to deal with the part where, okay, y'all name on a lease or, oh, I got to pack my things and find me somewhere else to stay or it's all these issues. Then you losing a friendship on top of that. It's just a lot that comes with it. And before you even think about moving with somebody, partner, roommate, whatever, make sure, like, because no matter what happens, y'all are human, y'all are going to have animosity. Well, not animosity. Y'all are going to have some type of confrontation. It's natural. We're all human. We all will have our days. We may be pissed off about something else, may get mad at you. That's normal. Don't ever think that that's an issue because y'all had a minor argument. But when it comes to something that you're passionate about and a person is ignoring how you feel or just saying fuck it or don't care and brushing it off and while you're stating you're uncomfortable, then that's when a different type of issue is created and that's where changes need to be made. So, yeah. Anything else?
Okay, so with what you were saying, so with Fred, this is Fred tried living with a
You said try what?
you tried living with who did you try living with a roommate or a
An
partner?
ex.
Okay, yeah. He tried living with a partner with her, and it was not for him, and that's okay.
Wait.
Um,
Who said it wasn't for me? I'm a family man. I want. Oh, let me make it clear.
okay,
Hold on.
that's not what we
Let
talk
me
about
clear
right
it
now.
up.
You talked. It's my turn. That's not what we talk about right now. What I'm saying is that I'm not saying that in the future he can't live with a partner. No. What I'm saying is right now, in his time of him growing up and realizing that the way that person lived was not for him, which is perfectly fine, or the way, however y'all lived, wasn't what was gonna work for you guys. One thing I'm also going to say is I feel like we are very, very, very young, and I'm gonna say this to the death of me. Do not move in with your partner. I'm gonna say this to the death of me. I currently live with a partner now, so listen to me. Do not move in with a partner unless I fully believe y'all should have your own space. Like I feel like just as well as you move in with a roommate and your roommate will have their own room. This is not college. We not bunked up in the same room, baby. When you move in with a roommate, your roommate should have their own space and you should have your own space. And I feel the same way with a partner, especially considering that becoming an adult is also transitioning into yourself. There's a lot we don't know about ourselves. There's a lot we're learning. It's a lot of new experiences that we're dealing with, and a lot of new interactions that we're having. I feel like you should always have your own space, regardless, even if you live with a partner, even if you live with a roommate. If you move in with a partner, I would say have your own room. I'm gonna be a huge advocate for that, just for the fact that you always have your own space. I feel like the idea is very cute. You know what I mean? The idea, it may sound like a good idea, but when reality,
Sorry, guys. Give her a second.
sorry, I have all these spam calls every time we get on here. I be forgetting to mute my phone. Apologies, but I would just say have your own room. That way you have your own space, regardless. Cause I feel like I don't know. I mean, some of you may have grown up with siblings or sharing a room or sharing certain spaces. But for me and Frederick, we grew up having our own rooms. We grew up having our own space, our own environment. So I feel like for us giving that up is it's difficult. It's a challenge. It's like, oh, this would be easy until you do it, and you're like, oh, this is not as easy as I thought. They keep moving this, or they keep moving that, or they leave this out, or they leave that out. I feel like just having your own space and makes stuff 10 times easier, especially considering for a lot of people growing up or dating somebody from when they were younger to becoming an adult, you're not with that person 24/7. Like they may come over and have sleepovers or be over for certain days, but you're not with that person how you would be when you live with somebody. So it's gonna be a completely different thing when you have to see and continuously be around the same person in a shared environment. That's why I always say, I would just say have your own room. If you want to sleep in your partner room or they want to sleep in your room, that's perfectly fine. Or y'all want to decide y'all go share this room and this room be for whatever the case may be. And like, nope, this not gonna work. I need to go back in the other room, and that's perfectly okay. Just as long as you have that space where you can go, be by yourself, chill by yourself, or do whatever you need to. We all need to regenerate. We all need to regenerate. I may get sick of looking at my partner some days. I'm about to go in my room, slam the door. I'm mad in my own room, and that's okay because that's my space to be me and remove myself from you or whatever the case may be. And I feel like I'm just gonna be an advocate for if you move in with a partner, same as you would with a roommate. Y'all should have your own room and your own space.
Okay, so in that aspect, I would disagree only because I feel like due to what I've been through these past few weeks, and I really had time to revisit my life, like rethink everything that I've been through with like my relationship and everything, living with somebody. Like I feel like it is natural. Like I said, it's natural to clash. It's natural to be annoyed with the person. Of course, I feel like we can have our. I feel like own rooms is. I feel like to me, my opinion is a stretch because I feel like then I mean, maybe because I'm just more of I'm such an intimate person. Like I want to be able to roll over and hold you if I need you, or like, cause not even if I need you. I'm like that every day. I need that every night. Before I go to bed, I want to be able to know I held you before I go to bed, type shit, and then we go about our business. But it's like I'm not like I feel like we have our own lives. I love that. Like okay, we during the day we live in our own worlds. You over here, I'm over here. We getting business done. You got your friends, I got my friends. But by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we come back to our world, in our home, in our room, and we can relax, chill together, and have our own space and our own dynamic. That's why I was good on work. Like when I would work all day, I would have a reason to miss my partner. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming home, we can chill, we can watch TV, have a good time, type shit. And I feel like that's more of my viewpoint. Like we don't need. I feel like having our own rooms is a stretch, but I feel like having our own lives will make us like in a way miss each other. I feel like when I first moved to Texas, we were so all we had was each other. So 3 weeks with the same individual, absolutely yes, nigga. I'm sick of you. Get out of my life. But it's like after like once you get settled and you start doing your own thing. Okay, this person's in school. I'm in my music. This person's at work. I'm at work. We don't see each other for 15 hours out of the day. The last few hours we see each other, let's have fun. Let's have a good time. Hey, that creates conversations. How was you with your friends? Oh, that's good. I was good. We did X, Y, Z. It creates a conversation. You get something to talk about throughout your day. Makes your time more productive and more like it's more intelligent versus like y'all arguing over stupid stuff or being so combative or defensive or any little thing sets you off because you had a chance to be like, oh hey, nice to see you, man. I haven't seen you all day. So I feel like in that aspect we do things very differently because I wish I would. He's sleeping where? In a whole nother room. And I'm in this room and you in the...
I understand where you coming from, but I think just for me personally, I feel like at the end of the day, I just want to allow me or my partner to always have that freedom because I always hear like, oh, you got to go sleep on the couch. Why would I go sleep on the couch? I got a whole nother bed in there. I'm finna get in and go to bed comfortable. And say if he had a long day and he comes in here and I got the music going and I'm turned up and he's not in a turn up environment, but yet you can't really go anywhere because we currently stay in the studio. So speaking for us, because Fred's is a little different. He has like a 1 bedroom, and maybe your partner could go in the room and you in the living room vibe, whatever the case may be. I just personally, for me, I just feel like having your own space is just that's just what I like. I feel like that's what works for me. I would recommend it for other people. I would say try it that way. Like I said, if y'all do have 2 rooms and y'all share this one room and y'all use the other room for whatever y'all use it for, that's perfectly fine. Or y'all decide to have your own rooms, that's okay. But for me, I feel like that's what works for me. I feel like I would just say it's a good enough reason to try. Y'all can stay somewhere for a year with 2 bedrooms. Like, okay, this is nice. We're here in the same room the whole time. And if it's too much for rent or whatever the case may be, y'all move somewhere with a 1 bedroom or however, whatever works for y'all, whatever floats y'all boat. But also, I'm gonna tell y'all now about yes.
How would you say that will like resolve conflict though? Like I'm a person that I feel like if we are separated and we are apart, I feel like or if like say if you don't speak on the issue, say if you just want to be like, oh fuck it, I'm going in my room, I don't want to hear this shit. Hours and hours go by. It's more like a swept under the rug situation and could possibly be brought back from under the rug if like future shit was to happen. So now, or it could be like a sense of you holding in that emotion, or holding in them feelings because you just want to avoid an issue. Versus like if you live in or you sleep in the same bed with somebody, or you chilling, or you in the same room with somebody, I feel like it more so it forces the issue to come because it's natural that motherfucker gonna see them feelings. Oh, you're not in the mood. What's wrong with you? Types of versus you have your own room, y'all in your own space. Y'all don't know what the hell the other person thinking about. Y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all just in your own space. Do you feel like that will resolve conflict?
I feel like at the end of the day, that depends on people, not living situations. I feel like it depends on how you are. I feel like, cause me, I have moments where I get into it with my partner, and I may need time or I may need space. I know I'm upset right now, so I want to remove myself and come back to this later. Me being a mature person I am, I know that I can calm down and then bring that conversation up when I'm level headed or when I'm non emotional. I know that's what I can do. But I understand what you're saying. But I feel like that also has to play into your partner. If I got a partner that's when they get upset, they completely shut down and they don't want to talk about it no more. That's a different story. That's a different situation that you're dealing with. But I feel like that also comes with maturity, also comes with knowing yourself, and also comes with growing. Like not even just physically aging, but mentally being able to grow and be like, I'm an adult and I want to be able to resolve this situation. So I'm upset right now. I'm gonna go in my room. I'm gonna relax. I may cry. I may do what I need to do. But when I'm calm and I've thought about what I wanted to say and I'm able to speak to you with sense instead of aggression or emotion, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I know right now I'm getting frustrated and you're pushing me to a point where I don't want to say something that I don't mean, or I don't ever want to feel like I'm forced to talk kind of thing. I understand some partners can be very pushy because they want to know what's wrong, and it's not them trying to invade your space. But sometimes they also have to understand they may not just be ready to talk about it for whatever
Right.
reason. Even if that partner don't like their reason, that's okay. If I'm not ready to talk about it, you cannot force me to talk. And by you trying to force me, that's you not respecting one of my boundaries.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. You just told me something, nigga. I'm the invader. I want to know. Tell me the business. What's wrong?
You're
Tell me.
annoying. You're
But
annoying.
okay. So then we can talk for a minute. Alright, we gonna wrap this baby up, but you know me, I gotta add something.
Wait,
Something that
before you add that, I like that. I'm gonna tell y'all now, just like he was saying, y'all living with friends, other people, be careful, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it really can really mess up friendships. I'm gonna tell y'all now.
it can, and also, like I said, anything. I feel like anything that you go through in life builds character. It'll either build it, no, anything. Even I feel like even the most fucked up people, it's gonna take you a while, but you gonna learn. It's gonna everything that you went through. Like I can vouch, nigga. I'm the motherfucking proof. I'm telling you, you will go through. You will do the most shit. You can go through. Yeah, you can go through 20 years, 30 years of your life. That shit will hit you when you're 35. You will go through a moment when you have a breakthrough, when you realize, and it will take for whatever you believe in, God, anything, whatever you believe in. You will have that moment where it will like shake you, like you have to change. Like you feel this sense of, okay, I don't like it'll click. I don't know how to explain it, but it will hit you eventually to where it's like, okay, this is really not right. It took for me, I'm gonna speak for me, a little personal, it took for me to really lose a lot of shit that I worked hard for, a lot of shit that I put a lot of effort and time into, for me to really sit back. It took me, 2 weeks to really like get into a mind state where I'm like, you know what? I'm not finna stress about shit that's not worthy no more. I'm not getting mad about shit that's not worthy no more. I'm not giving my energy to people that don't deserve it. I'm not about to try to even, I don't know what the last one is, but y'all got those three. I'm not about to do none of those things because what am I doing these things for? Getting mad over dumb shit, I'm done with that. Getting mad over things that I cannot control, done with that. Like, you gotta take you gotta take what comes with you. At the end of the day, if it happens, it happens. You just gotta make the best out of whatever your situation is, because at the end of the day, it's not, you complain about it, you crying about it, you being down for too long, soaking in your misery is the worst feeling. Nigga, when I say I was sad and was breaking down and was not in the right space, what did I do? I wrote music. I got into my writing. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and just be sad all day. Make this shit positive, record this shit in the studio, and let somebody else that's gone through the same thing hear it and probably relate and see what the hell they think and give people opinions and make a career out of it, me and making it, because that's another thing that I was saying. When I meant be yourself, be authentic. Motherfuckers, no one's living. People live the same life as you, and some people can relate. Be real. Don't try to match the next nigga energy. Be yourself, because that's way more relatable. Go ahead.
And like I said in the previous podcast, even with living with friends or family or whoever it is, sometimes you outgrow people, outgrow situations. I feel like a lot of times that happens for a lot of us. You get older and you realize the way this person lives is not how I want to live anymore, or this is not for me anymore. And I also feel like living with somebody when you're younger is also going to be more difficult because, like I said, you're learning yourself, you're changing, situations are changing, and you may not fully be as mature. Just like I was saying, it took me a while to get to the point where I'm like, I'm upset, I'm gonna remove myself, and I'm gonna come talk back to you later. Because I could be upset and remove myself and come back and act like nothing happened. Which Fred was talking about, pushing that up under the rug. And a lot of times when we're younger, we do that more frequently to avoid confrontation until something else happens. And now, first thing I'm doing is, but what about when you did it? But we never went back and talked about that. So how can I bring that up? Because it was never resolved. Exactly like he was saying, it depends on you. It depends on your maturity. It depends on who you are and who you're dealing with. It's just, I. The sad truth is, like, we could give y'all advice all day and talk about personal experiences. I've always been a person that when somebody tells me something, I could hear it and be like, "Oh, you're right. I'm not gonna do that." Or you have people that be like, "Oh, I hear you. I'm gonna go do it anyways because it might be different for me." And the truth may be it might be different for you. But sometimes people have to learn for themselves. You know, people have to go through stuff for themselves. And all I'm saying is just be able to take it for what it is. You may be sad for a while, you lost a friend or you lost a partner, but be able to pick yourself back up and keep moving. Like, it happens. It happens to the best of us, it happens to the worst of us, but it don't stop the show. The show must go on.
Yes, and two of the most scariest things is growth and change. Those two things, like, are very scary. Like, cause it's so, when you, like she said, outgrow people, that is some of the most scariest, saddest things that happen, because it's normal in a way, because as you may mature, your colleagues around you just may not. And it hurts, but yeah, you gotta do what's best for you and make sure that these people are not the reason that you're not getting the blessings that you deserve. Because,
And with that, with what he's saying, please do not hold yourself back trying to stay friends or kick it with people that are not for you. Do not hold back, just like he was saying, do not hold back your blessings because you want to stay friends with these people. You want to go do what they doing. Please, like, I don't know. I'm begging y'all on my hands and knees. Please do not block your own blessings.
And
Like,
real friends are gonna push you. They're not gonna hold it.
absolutely.
They are not going, no matter the distance, no matter what the hell.
Absolutely.
If you gotta leave home, you gotta leave states, no matter what it will be. Real friends gonna stay. It's always a time to come back. It's all you
Absolutely.
never.
And Fred speaking from experience because I done did this to him and our other friend too many times where I done packed up. I'm like, I'm moving, y'all. I'm moving states.
Exactly,
It makes me
and
so
them times,
sad.
and yes, those times was also a very sad time. Like you realize, like you could take it in a bad way, or you could take it as a motivational way. And I always took it as motivation. No matter how sad I was, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna applaud you, and I'm gonna root for you because I know anything that you gonna do, you gonna do great. And I know I'm just gonna use it as my motivation to go harder too. And same thing with the old friend. Pushed him to go to college, wanted him to do his big one. I wanted him to be great too. That's all I want the people around me to do because in reality, that's what I want to be around. I want motherfuckers that's on the same type of time. And when you go, we going to the mall, nigga, we about to drop 10,000. Let me bring my 10,000 type shit, like all that. So just know your crowd. Let every choice you make define you. Like every choice, good or bad, defines the person that you are, and don't. And in a blink of an eye, one wrong choice could have you somewhere you don't want to be. So just make sure, like, think before you do shit. Think before you do shit.
And an easy way to find out if a person is not for you or realize if the friends you have are not genuinely rooting for you, I'm gonna tell y'all a few ways to peep little stuff. To peep little stuff. A simple thing could be like tell yourself or tell your friend group, hey y'all, I'm going on this diet and I don't want to eat this because of X, Y, and Z or whatever the case may be. Oh, could y'all hold me accountable? Or just putting it out there. And you'll watch how your friends will be like, oh, okay, whatever, whatever, and then you got certain friends that'll try to get you to eat this or try to get you to do that. You know what I mean? It's just like even with stuff as little as that, it's like little is watching out for the little snakes in the grass. Or every
Right.
time you got a blessing or something good come up, and just like we always be saying, don't always tell everybody what you're doing. I'm gonna tell you that now. Sometimes it's better to keep some little opinions to yourself until they are in motion before you speak on them. Because you never know who's going to try to do something to sabotage that. You never know somebody who's wishing or hoping that you don't succeed. Because as sad as it is, you do have friends that sometimes the sad truth is we have friends that love us and root for us as long as we're not doing better than them.
Right.
And what it sucks as much as it sucks. There are people like that, and you won't know that they're like that until it happens. When you start doing something better than them or getting more stuff than they got, and you'll start to peep little stuff. Oh, they don't want to be around no more. Every time we talk, they got some negative to say or just little stuff. It's just paying attention to the small things. Like pay attention to the small things. I should never be able to tell Frederick some good news, and he want to start talking about something negative or just push the whole side of everything I was just saying, and I'm trying to celebrate. Pay attention to little stuff, please. I'm telling y'all now to save y'all a headache of pain, and you'll be able to decipher if you want to be with this person or you don't want to be with them no more.
And if you miss the red flags, baby, I'm telling you, they don't bitches gonna be put right in your eyes because it's going a person naturally you gonna feel it because you gonna feel that emotion. And when a motherfucker don't feel genuine, if you feel like you just said some happy shit to them and they reaction wasn't as you expected, read them. Don't be don't you don't gotta express it right then and there, but just keep that shit in the back of your head. Remember, like I was in college can count probably 8 people knew. That now people knew once I posted my certification. People knew then, or people knew like I didn't get out when I was getting my license. People didn't know until I was already had. Like you don't let people don't let too many people know what you're doing. Like she said, your next move because anybody you don't put it past nobody. I mean family, blood don't mean shit. People, anybody, your family, anybody. They all can pray on your downfall, and it's sad as hell because these people that you think like will root for you, especially family. Them people, those are the people you think is the most because I feel like growing up, me, like people around me and Venice age, we were taught like family is like this. Like y'all supposed to be locked in. And as you get older, you see you come more locked in with friends. Like Venice, I can tell her everything before I would tell any of my family. Like anything.
And I also feel like that comes with when you get older, you'll realize like your chosen family or the family that becomes family, it holds a different type of value or holds a different type of weight, because realistically, as sad as it may be, blood does not mean loyalty. Blood does not mean love. Blood does not mean encouragement. And that's the sad truth about it that a lot of us have to realize growing up. But that chosen family, the people you choose to call family, the people you choose to talk to on a day-to-day basis, the people who you choose to be around, it's a different type of love and a different type of energy, because I'm not obligated to you, but yet I still feel deeply connected to you and I wish for the best for you. And always surround yourself with people whose faces and entirety light up when they see you. Like, I should never go see a family and everybody, oh hey, you. I mean, it's just like little stuff. Like you go to a family function and you can just tell the energy is just so fake. Like y'all in this corner talking about them, or last week y'all was just being petty and not everybody here, but you want to act so buddy. Compared to if I go see Frederick and we have a family function, I'm talking about we about to have the time of our lives. Like the second I see you, I'm screaming, I'm hugs. It's just so much. It's a different type of energy and a different type of love. And that's why I would just say surround yourself with people whose faces light up when they see you. Like, who want to go to a family function and Auntie Debbie, see me and you were just mean mugging me? Like,
Or
hey,
give you
Auntie,
that,
you
or give you
good?
that fake ass hug, be like, nice to see you. Or
For
that little
real, for real. Like, I won't. Me, I've always a real hug is when you feel the warmth in the other person's body. Don't give me no fake little sideways hug. I don't want that.
right, but I feel like this gonna be our finishing statements because damn, we've been talking for a minute. Alright, so the topic was transitioning into this adulthood life, and like I said, I feel like we said a lot of key points in this transition because I feel like those have been the hardest things to balance throughout our like childhood. I mean, throughout this transition, and it's
Oh,
very important.
sorry. But if y'all also feel like we forgot anything or y'all want us to address something, feel free to reach out to either of us and we'll talk about it some more or break certain stuff down that
Absolutely.
maybe was confusing or that y'all didn't understand. Feel free to message us and scream at us and tell us how y'all feel or what y'all think.
Right, because this is a topic, like I said, I feel like people, like I've always thought, I want my cousins, I want everybody under me, younger than me, to understand that it's not easy and nothing about being an adult is easy when you're still on the come up. Like, it's probably going to get easier within, like, once you get into your 24s, 25s, and even then, it's still not easy. But every day is supposed to be a challenge. That's another thing I want to make sure. Don't settle. That's one thing I feel like you don't settle until I don't know.
You
I
don't
don't even
ever
feel like
settle. You don't
exactly.
ever settle.
Right. Exactly. I feel like don't ever settle. If you feel too comfortable, I feel like it's a space where you need to do something different. And that is, it may be something as drastic as moving to a whole new motherfucking state. Or it just may be, hey, let me try to do this yoga class. Let me sign up for the gym. Let me go to an arcade. Let me get a new job. Something, if you feel too comfortable in your life, I feel like you need to add something to it or change something or take something out. Make something different so that way your life is not just this way. It's not just a line. Make that shit jump. Like, put that shit up and down, twist it a little bit, go that way, make turns that you never thought you would make. Try some shit.
And
That's my finishing
maybe
statement.
maybe not as drastic as jumping states, as Frederick was saying, but the goal should be to be better than who you were yesterday. At the end of the day, the goal
She
should just
said
be
that
better
so
than who you
well.
were
She said
yesterday.
that so well. You said it so smooth and classy. Love it.
Yeah. So just push yourselves to the limit, but not too crazy. You know your own. You know yourself. You know yourself. That's all I can say. Don't overdo it. Be careful. Stay safe. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
Well, thanks y'all for watching or listening to Young Folks Business. I'm Fred.
And I'm Venice.
And thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell us what y'all want below. Peace out.
Bye.